Okay.
Oh, let me see if I can copy and paste this time. Hey, did you guys already say this? I had a really hard time finding one.
Oh man.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have no
I
idea.
feel ya.
So frustrating.
Because why would they post something about like a personal bankruptcy in a newspaper? You know what I mean? Like mostly they just do articles about Chapter 11.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hey,
I
sweet,
found.
let me do it this time.
Did you find any though?
Yeah.
Really?
Where is mine?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I could not find one, so it was really frustrating. But you know,
What the heck? Okay, you guys, I'm ridiculous. Let me copy paste this time, but now how do I post it? Like every time I hit return, it just goes down.
Did you do it like right after the period of the last sentence? So if you click on the very last part and then click enter after that, maybe that'll help.
Ah, it did.
Cool.
So it's just, yeah. Anyway, most of the ones about Chapter 13 were like just a list of everyone's names that filed. Is that what you guys were finding too?
Kinda.
Which I didn't find helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
You know what? This thing's not gonna let me pull it up. When you submit it, you can't re-pull it up, can you?
No.
Nope.
That's weird.
Unless you did it in a Word document.
Let me see. Works study group. No, come on. Nope. Because I submitted it on my work. I did it at work during my lunch break. So it's on my work computer. And I submitted it, but forgot to email it to myself. Give me 1 second.
Well, that's all right. We can get going with the ones that we have.
Go for it.
I'm
gonna see if I can pull it up.
So I'll read mine. It was from the Telegram, which I know I've never heard of before, but whatever. So I guess in Massachusetts, Rabbi Levi Libero and Shiva Libero, officers of the Central Massachusetts Torah Center Incorporated, filed for a Chapter 13 petition for bankruptcy. They have filed as individuals, and they filed with a landlord and agreed to move out. The debts they have planned to repay are between $100,000 and $500,000, and they have listed assets of less than $50,000. So that's like the whole article for this one was only like 5 paragraphs. It was super short. It was weird, really short. So.
Okay. All right. So mine was, okay, yeah. This article is about F. Lee Bailey, who is known for being a defense attorney to famous clients such as O.J. Simpson in 1995. Back in 1994, Bailey oversaw the assets of a drug smuggling client, and as a result was found to owe the IRS $5 million in taxes from the increase well within his control. After years of unsuccessful disputing these charges, Bailey filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy last year. However, the government continued to hold liens on his property that he was unable to discharge. As a result, he is now filing Chapter 13 bankruptcy in an attempt to create a payment plan to finally pay back all that he owes and be done with his debt. He currently works as a consultant and was able to create a payment plan around his current income. I didn't put the figures in like you did, like how much exactly he owes now. I guess I could have.
But yours is good. It lays it out, and it lays out the payment plan, so that's important. So.
Yeah, I think that's an important part of Chapter 13, right?
Yeah.
I would say one thing that we should do, if we use yours, which would be fine, I think that we should throw in a number, because a big part of that deal is that Chapter 13 is specifically, what is it, like 350,000 or less or something like that. I can't remember the exact amount, but like I feel like the value actually determines if it's a Chapter 13 or Chapter 7 as well.
Okay, I just clicked on my link. I'm just pulling up the article right now.
Okay. So it says the unsecured debts cannot exceed $383,000.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that number, that's pretty cool.
I know, right? They're so random, the numbers.
Right? And then no more than $1,149,525. I don't know.
Okay.
That's weird.
Okay, this says Molier, who I don't know who that is, must be the people filing against, or his trustee, said he estimates the IRS liens on Bailey's property are worth about $100,000. But the government could dispute that, as federal officials previously estimated their secured claims against Bailey at around $600,000. In total, Bailey owed the IRS about $5 million. Bailey's initial filing in Chapter 13 case does not detail his debts, but states he has assets worth between $100,000 and $500,000, and debts between. So he has assets between $100,000 and $500,000. It doesn't say exactly how much he has. This is estimates, I think.
Okay.
And debts between $1 million and $10 million. The IRS lien affects property such as Bailey's condominium. Those are the numbers that it gives.
Okay. So if his debts are below 1.15 million, then he can file a Chapter 13. But if they're above that, then he has to file a different
Debt
Yeah.
or
So
debts?
the debts. So in this, it says secured debts no more than 1.15 million, and unsecured debts no more than 383,000.
Okay.
So I don't understand.
Okay, well, the first part says Molier said he estimates the IRS liens, and the IRS liens are what Bailey's trying to pay off. Like, he filed Chapter 7 last year, and he got everything else discharged except these liens against his property from the IRS. Like, they wouldn't discharge those ones.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he's filing the Chapter 13. So it says he estimates the IRS liens on Bailey's property are worth about $100,000.
Oh,
but
perfect.
the government could dispute that, as federal officials previously estimated their secured claims against Bailey at around $600,000.
Okay.
So
Either way, that's within. That'll be fine.
okay,
Yeah.
so maybe just say that they estimate that his lien is worth about $100,000.
Okay. Let me pull all this stuff up here.
So I don't know where you want to add that in. Oh, we haven't even decided if we're doing mine for sure.
Oh, I thought we were
could
going to do yours.
We could do yours.
Well,
Well, it doesn't matter to me. But,
yeah, I like yours because it's
Okay.
specific. Mine was just so vague on how it was lined up. It was.
well, I wonder if they're not specific because it's like illegal to tell what actual, like
Oh yeah,
in the
yeah.
news, like report what people's actual debt is, or for the news to even know. You know what I mean? Like maybe privacy, or they just don't have access to that information. Estimate.
Yeah, I do like that yours has a little bit more meat to it. A little bit more meat.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
This guy, I feel bad for this. I mean, I kind of feel bad for him, but like he was a lawyer, like a super successful lawyer, and he's made some bad choices and lost everything. Like he was disbarred. He's been trying to get his license back. Anyway, now he's like a consultant, so he makes some money, but has to file bankruptcy over and over.
That
Kinda
sucks.
sad.
That sucks.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen and pull it up. I added in the $100,000. Let's see if it makes sense.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Okay, you guys seeing that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's go to our explanation.
Okay.
So part of that would be, let's see.
Oh yeah, that looks good where you added that in. Perfect.
Yeah, just right there. Valued.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what if we said for explanation that, F. Lee Bailey had accrued too much debt to the IRS, I guess, and needed to file for bankruptcy because it was the only way for him to be able to overcome, like, I guess, the financial burden of having to pay them back the debt in full. Remove or pay back the financial burden or the debt.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how, if you want to word that a different way, but
you could say that he first liquidated through Chapter 7, and then because he was not able to discharge the government tax debt, Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
Bankrupt.
CY.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, TCY. I know.
The T throws me off every time. Bankruptcy.
But could not discharge a portion of the tax. Well,
the remainder
yeah,
of
of the
the
taxes owed.
Yeah, of the taxes owed would be good.
taxes owed. Therefore,
He needed, to file Chapter 13.
And create a payment plan.
Yeah.
Or to create a payment plan or something like that.
yeah, I think so. To create.
There you go.
Sometimes when I was reading this, I kept wondering if Chapter 13 is just creating payment plans, why can't people just do that
Every
themselves?
time?
Yeah, like why can't they just say to a business, "Hey, I owe you all this money and I can't pay you. Can we work this out so that I can pay you back over some time?"
Because, well, the thing about that is, like, so my sister was she had the worst job ever. She was the type of person who had to call people and be like, you owe $500 on your credit card and you actually need to pay it like now because it's way overdue. And then those people would be like, but I have kids to feed. And she's like, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just, they don't care. I'm not going to lie. They don't care. And I'm doing my job. I need to collect it, right? So some companies will, of course, if you like work it out with them, if you do it right, of course they'll work it out with you, payment plans. Other ones, they're going to be greedy and want you to pay now. And then it goes to court, and the court is the one who's going to be deciding exactly how much you pay. Again, like in the book, it says it's based on your income and your family situation. So
they may not be getting back. They're not getting back the total amount in the end.
No, if they go to court, they're not going to get the full amount. Probably, eventually, some portion of it's going to get discharged, but the court is going to decide exactly how much over the 3 or 5 years or whatever it is that they're going to get.
Right.
That was my understanding.
Did this whole chapter make you not ever want to get into debt?
Oh yeah.
It made me never want to have to file bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely know 2 of my family members that filed for bankruptcy, and it not only are you stuck dealing with financial burdens, but you're also, it like affects your credit or something like that for
you have like no credit.
I think it's for 7 years. It's not like a short time.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So if you file for bankruptcy and you try to go buy a house, they're going to look at you and be like,
no way. Or cell phone or rent or anything.
Anything that requires, like,
you have to save your money.
You need a cosigner.
Yeah. Well, my in-laws own a business, a window business, and I was talking to her about this, and she was saying that a couple of their customers have filed bankruptcy, and she said on one of the cases they themselves received 32 cents as their portion. Yeah.
That's
She's like, when people file bankruptcy, she's like, we don't get anything.
Well, yeah, because the whole reason that you're doing that is, I guess the reason why people are doing it is because they can't afford it. So the court can't realistically make them pay it all. I guess they could if they made the payment small enough for an extremely stupid amount of time. But
yeah.
I guess if it's a 3 to 5 year window and you owe $500,000, it's not. It's gonna take you forever.
They must have been really far down the list.
Yeah. What I didn't understand was, how do you determine who's the most credible to receive the most? Did that make sense? Like in the book, it said something about, like, if you owe multiple creditors, some of them are going to have priority over other ones. Obviously, the IRS, if they were one of the creditors, they'd be like the top priority, because everyone knows the IRS is kind of like they own the government.
Right. So, and like child support. Yeah. But I don't know if they like just gather all the other ones up and split it evenly, or like a percentage.
Especially if it's like dealing with assets, right? Like, I need to give you my couch. It's worth $1,000 towards my debt. Here, there's 5 people. We're going to split it $200 a person. I don't know how they do that.
The trustee works that all out.
Yeah. Thank goodness too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. Man. All right. So what's our first question? How are we going to word this as a question?
You just do it super simple and put, what is a component of Chapter 13 bankruptcy?
Perfect. Do it.
All right.
Correct.
Do you want it to be a repayment plan?
We could say,
what sets it apart from Chapter 7 bankruptcy?
The value. You could say that the value is pretty important. Let me pull up my phone. Where the heck's my phone?
I think it is a repayment plan that is the biggest difference.
In the reorganization, do they repay in Chapter 11?
Let's see.
I kind of think they do.
Wait, what's your question, or what was your thought? Sorry.
I think when they file Chapter 11 to like reorganize a business, I think that they also work out repayment.
Yeah, so Chapter 11, they do have to pay back a part of it.
Yeah, like they work with the creditors, and they submit a plan.
Yep, that's true. It's like 2/3 of the amount owed they have to pay back.
Yeah, and more than half in the number of creditors. I wrote that down too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not a difference. So I guess.
Yeah, but you're not saying what is.
You're just saying what's a component of it.
Chapter 13. Like that is a component.
The first line says Chapter 13 is available only to individuals with regular sources of income, unsecured debts not exceeding that $383,000, and secured debts of no more than $1,150,000.
Well, that's a big difference. Like that, they have to be They have to be people who have jobs still, like working individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that it says regular sources of income because in this case, isn't he just a
Yeah.
lawyer? Like a lawyer makes regular income because
Yeah.
he's like a regular working person.
Yeah. I mean, he's a consultant now, but yes, has a job.
Let's see. So,
But do people who liquidate can't have jobs?
No, they're people who have jobs are going to liquidate and they're going to pay with earned income. I think it says, where did I read it? Usually about 1/4 of the debtor's disposable earnings goes towards his creditors. Although the specific amount is, like I said earlier, dependent on the debtor's income and family responsibilities. So it looks like it's about 1/4 of their income is going to go towards the debtors or creditors. Sorry.
That's what chapter is that you're talking about? 13?
Yep. 13.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
okay.
They're the only individuals with regular sources of income.
Now, how do you put a feedback to that?
This is one of the, I don't know.
Restate it. One of the priorities.
One of the requirements.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you would put any feedback for that, really. That's funny.
Is it petition? Bankruptcy petition?
To file. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Wrong answer.
Wrongo.
Let's see.
Liquidation. That's
Yeah.
the wrong answer.
So, oh, yeah. That's pretty simple.
You could just say this is a component of chapter 7, bankruptcy.
Is it 11 as well?
I don't think so.
Oh, you're right. Chapter 7, liquidation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I see. Okay. What about we could use something from the chapter 11 one? Like, says a court appointed trustee or examiner conducts an investigation, files reports with the court, and may submit a reorganization plan. I don't know, like, just throw something random in there.
So, like,
that
an appointee must be, or a trustee must be appointed to oversee.
But that's also
that's true for 13.
Oh, dang it.
But like this one is specifically saying, I don't know. I didn't really understand 11. Looks like it's saying that's mostly for small businesses.
No, it's also for small businesses, but it's also for big businesses. Like, I think that the lecture video helped me understand that one a little bit better, because she talked about that the creditors and the business board like meet together and they work out a repayment plan, and the people who are not getting paid back their full amount is owed votes on the plan, and then they give it back to the judge, and then the judge approves it. It's like a judge approved repayment plan where they're not paying everyone back as much as they're supposed to, but everyone is okay with it. And then the business can keep thriving. Like she talked about Kmart, how it can file bankruptcy, but then it can continue going. Like
Did
they
Kmart
work out
do
their
that?
debts. Yeah, I think so. Like they work out all their debts and then they continue on.
I was cracked up about like where I used to live in North Carolina, there used to be Kmart's and Walmart's like in the same parking lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, kind of weird.
They probably shut down a lot of their Kmart's, but I think Kmart in general is still going. I don't think it's completely done. Okay, so that didn't help. I was just telling you. But
It was very.
No, actually, I mean,
That was
it's
great.
good to know because it's probably going to be on the test. Which, honestly, I feel like we are taking a test every 5 seconds.
it's every other week.
I know.
Yeah.
That's very irritating to me. I just feel like it's a little bit drowning.
Just say allows ongoing businesses to restructure their debts. Because that's obviously Chapter 11. But would that be considered a component? I don't know if using the word component, if that made it, like, would you call that sentence a component?
What about the word criteria?
Yeah, that might be better.
So, wait, huh?
I'm talking about in the question.
Like the actual question that we posed?
Which is a criteria.
Yeah.
Or
Because
what
like
is
liquidation I would call a component, but I don't know if I'd call the other ones components. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, cool.
Okay. You know, it's funny. I know what the word criteria means, but I feel like if somebody else was to have created that question and I was to read it, I'd be so flustered that I'd be like, what's criteria?
We could change it.
If you really wanted to
that's
confuse
good.
them.
It's
So
good.
criteria is plural. So if we put criterion, then that's singular. That could confuse people
Oh, yeah.
because we're just looking for
I would
one.
be like, what?
We're not looking for
Yeah.
multiple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's funny. All right.
All right.
However
Okay.
you want to do it.
So you could just say this is a part of, or this is what happens when you file chapter 11.
Oh, right.
Right, though.
And then maybe you should do something wrong with the numbers, you think? Or is that too tricky?
With numbers.
You know, like with the amounts?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be like, you must make like $1 million or less. Or the debt must be like $1 million or less, or that would make sense. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyways.
Oh,
You could have.
okay. I just read something that I wrote as a note. I wrote, Chapter 7 is not available to debtors who make more than the median income in their state.
Oh yeah, and that's true.
You could just say that, and then the answer is nope, that applies to Chapter 7.
Okay. So, oh man.
You could say could say not available, because is that a criteria? Not available. Not available to debtors who make more than hold on, I just lost it. Who make more than the median income in their state.
I actually like that a lot. Not available to debtors who make more than the median income in their state. And that is not necessarily true in the Chapter 13. What was it that makes a Chapter 13 turn back into a Chapter 7? Do you remember?
I think that the judge can make it. Like,
yeah, but why would they?
Oh, wait. I think maybe if they have too much money. If, like, they have too much. I read that somewhere. I know what you're talking about.
Here, let me see. I think I know where it is. Chapter 11. Okay. As in Chapter 11, payments cannot be any less than a creditor would receive under Chapter 7 liquidation. At any time, the debtor or court may turn the case into a Chapter 7 proceeding. Huh? But why? But why?
Payments. Oh. Debtor or court can turn the case into Chapter 7.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what I
reading that
wrote.
literally right at the end there, right? At that.
Well, It's what I wrote in on my study guide. But I probably.
I always fill out the study guide and then I take it into the test and I still don't, I still don't get it. This class is just the best. It's the best, you guys.
It's pretty great. Pretty great.
Gets my heart a singing. All right.
Okay.
Question,
Sorry.
wrong answer 3. The last one, yeah.
I feel like I was kind of bossy on this one, taking over, doing all of them.
Hey, that's totally all right. You're on top of it.
Well, it definitely helps to have a better understanding of it. This one was kind of confusing to me because Chapter 11 and Chapter 7 seemed fairly similar in a lot of ways.
Yep.
There were definitely those like obvious differences, but just in general.
Did you watch the lecture videos?
I think I watched like half of one at work today, but I haven't had a chance to watch them all yet now.
Yeah, I feel like the lecture video explained the reorganization one to me better than just reading it out of the book. So try those.
Oops. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
How many videos were there total again? Was it 2 or 3?
There's
I think it
2,
was
and they were kind of long. Like one was like
Yeah.
25 minutes, and the other was like 35.
Yeah, no worries though. I mean, whatever helps understand it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you hear that Ezra's wife had a baby?
Way to just throw that out. Huh? That's great, Lindsay.
What's her name?
We went with Charlotte. So-
Charlotte.
I have a
That's
niece
so
named
cute.
Charlotte. That's 2
Yeah.
years old.
Nice.
And everyone in my family calls her
Charlie?
Charlie? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And-
what we are going with.
Cute.
Yeah.
So.
It's either Charlie or Nuggy. Everyone calls her Nuggy.
Nuggy.
Yeah. It's funny because we went out for my sister's birthday and I was like, hey, Charlotte, I love you. How you doing? Being kind of cutesy with her. And she ignored me and I was like, Nuggy. And she looked over at me and was like, Uncle Joshy. Congrats, man. That's awesome, though.
Hey, thanks.
Does she sleep ever?
She sleeps. Yeah, she goes to bed at like midnight and then wakes up at 3 and then goes back to sleep at like 3:30 and sleeps until 6:30. So it's pretty good.
That's not bad. That's
We're
not
very
bad at all.
Yeah.
How long have you
For
been
newborn.
married?
I've been married for about a year, so
Okay.
we went right for it. That's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
But whenever I talk to someone who has a newborn, I'm really glad I don't have a newborn.
My twins have just got into this. Honestly, it is the most obnoxious thing. Gosh, they just randomly scream these unbelievably high-pitched death screams, and they hold it like they're trying to be opera singers, but with scream version. It's horrible. So you have to like in the middle of their scream, you have to like put your finger on their bottom gum and push down a little bit, and then they like bite down, and then they stop, and you're like, "Stop it! I love you, but stop."
And they're like what, 8 months old?
Yeah, they're 8 months.
Oh, cute.
They are little stinkers. But
Yeah, that's
gotta love
fun.
'em.
Babies are fun, but they sure don't sleep.
I'm surprised they haven't started teething, and they have like minimal hair too. So kind of in a little bit of a slower stage with the physical development, I guess. But hopefully they don't start crawling too soon, because then that's going to be unbelievably crazy.
Yeah. I can't even imagine having twins. I mean, that's got to be crazy.
My wife was laughing at me yesterday or the day before. 'Cause she's like, "Ha, you went from having 0 kids to 3 kids in 1 year." I'm like, that's so funny. You know it.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was funny.
Well, I'm sure Josh can give you tons of advice about girls. I cannot. I have all boys.
How many boys do you have?
But it sounds like he knows what he's doing. I have four boys.
Four
My
boys?
littlest is almost 4. Yeah, so I'm out of the baby stage. They're all potty trained.
That's nice.
We are mostly sleeping here through the night.
It's fun. I was when I was in the hospital, they said you can either change the first diaper or we can, and I was like, bring it on. Take it away. It's going everywhere, man.
And my sister has twins, and she says she can't remember the whole first year of their life. She thinks that she like blacked it out because it was just kind of traumatic.
It is. It
Like,
seriously is.
crazy.
Crazy. You never have a break.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
But
And it was
anyway.
her second and third too. So kind of similar to hers.
But either way, having twin girls,
She survived.
having girls in
Yeah.
general, freaking amazing, man. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it
It's
is.
gonna be amazing.
Well, good for you guys. You guys probably need to go. I think we're done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. So.